You work hard, you save what you can, and you hope it'll be enough to retire someday. But what if I told you that the average 401k balance at retirement age is under $90,000? That's right, less than 6 figures saved after an entire lifetime of working. And here's the thing, most people won't retire because they can. They'll keep working because they have to. So let's talk about how to avoid becoming one of them and what you can start doing today to change the trajectory of your future. Hello, I'm Jonathan from Parent Portfolio. When my wife and I were buried under $250,000 in student loan debt, I'll be honest, retirement was the furthest thing from our minds. I was just trying to make it to the next paycheck. And I used to tell myself, I'll start later. I've got time, right? But here's the truth. What you do or don't do in your 20s, 30s, and 40s ends up shaping your 50s, 60s, and 70s. You're not just saving money, you're buying your future freedom, and it's going to pay off. In this video, we're going to break down real 401k balances by age group and see how you stack up. And most importantly, what you can do right now to build a retirement you can actually look forward to. So, you're going to hear the term deferral rate a lot. It simply means how much your paycheck you're deferring or putting aside into your 401k. So, for example, if you earn $60,000 a year and contribute $6,000, that's a 10% deferral rate. The higher your deferral rate, the more fuel you're giving your retirement plan. And thanks to compound growth, the earlier you start, the harder your money works for you. So let's start with the youngest group. If you're under 25, the median 401k balance is just $2,816. And the average deferral rate, only 5.4%. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but this age is your secret weapon. I know what you might be thinking. I can barely make enough to cover rent. And I understand that. Back in college, I thought investing was something later for me. But here's the thing. The earlier you start, the more powerful your money will grow. So let's say you earn $50,000 a year and manage to invest 15% of that, or $625 a month. If you start at the age 25 and keep going until you're 55, with an average 10% return, you end up with over $1.4 million. Stick it out until you're 60, that's $2.3 million. Keep going until 65, now you're taking about $3.9 million. And that's the reward of giving your money time to grow. Start small, stay consistent, and automate it so you never have to worry about it. This is your time to build habits, not hype. Don't worry about investing perfectly, just get started. Okay, now we're moving into your late 20s and early 30s. The median balance here is $14,933, and the average deferral rate is about 6.7%. This decade can feel chaotic. Starting a career, buying a home, having kids, or trying to build a side hustle. I've seen people delay investing for all the right reasons and still end up with the wrong results. If you've been investing that same $625 a month since age 25, by the time you hit 30, you've had almost $48,000. And if you're behind, don't stress. What matters the most is what you do next, not what you didn't do before. Don't push this off for quote-unquote future you. The future you is already tired. They'll thank you for starting now. Even if it's just $100 a month, it builds the muscle of consistency. And that's what real wealth comes from. So at this stage, the median balance jumps to $35,537 with an average deferral rate of 7.1%. You might be making more than before, and that's the good news. But here's the bad news. This is also when lifestyle creep kicks in. You're tempted to upgrade your house, your car, your vacations, just because you can. And I've been there. My wife and I had to make some tough decisions. We had to choose between looking wealthy or actually becoming financially free. So If you stay consistent with that $625 a month investment since your 20s, you now should have about $259,000 by the age 40. That's a strong foundation. But if you're not quite there yet, don't panic. There's still time, but it's time to get focused. This is the decade to maximize your earnings and minimize your distractions. So use every raise to increase your investment contributions and stop the lifestyle inflation. Freedom costs less than you think, only if you're willing to be intentional. Okay, it's game time now. The median 401k balance here is $60,763, and the average deferral rate is 7.7%. And if you've been consistent since your 20s, you could be sitting on over $1.4 million by now. But if you're not there yet, this is your decade to catch up. It's time to make some serious decisions. Let's start by slashing unnecessary expenses. Maybe it's time to scale back on dining out, pause that extra subscription, or rethink that luxury SUV. When you get a bonus or raise, resist the urge to spend it or upgrade your lifestyle. Instead, invest. And if you're 50s or older, you now qualify for catch-up contributions. You can put away even more than the regular limit. If your house feels too big or too expensive, maybe it's time to downsize. And if you're still carrying on consumer debt, it's time to knock it out right now. Every dollar you redirect today buys you peace of mind in the future. Now, let's get serious. The median balance in this age range is $87,571, and the people are contributing on average 8.9%. But let's zoom out for a second. If you started investing early and staying consistent, you'd have somewhere between $2.3 and $3.9 million by now. That's the power of long-term compounding. But if you're behind, don't freeze. Start with what you can control. Ramp up your contributions. Meet with a financial advisor to create a retirement strategy, or find a way to get rid of that lifestyle creep. Be incredibly intentional with every dollar. This is the phase where your money needs to work hard, but also, so do your choices. You're not out of time, but you're out of time to waste. This is where the reality of the retirement crisis really hits. The median balance of a 401k is just $88,488, and the average deferral rate, 9.2%. That's not going to go far, especially with the cost of healthcare and inflation climbing every year. And Social Security, the average monthly benefit is $1,980. That's not even enough to cover housing, groceries, and medications, let alone allow you to travel, visit grandkids, or even enjoy your retirement. If you're already in this age group and unprepared, it's time to face the truth. Look at your expenses. Figure out what essentials are and what's negotiable. You might need to downsize, delay retirement, or even work part-time, but do it with a strategy. And if you're younger and you're watching this, let this be a motivation for you to act differently. So here's what I want you to remember. Most people don't fail at retirement because they're irresponsible or lazy. They fail because they didn't have a plan. They assumed they'd figure it all out later, and suddenly, later showed up. And they came with bills, worries, and fewer options than they expected. I want better for you. I want you to retire on your own terms. I want you to have choices and not just obligations. And that's why me and my wife created our financial coach program, so that if you're ready to stop winging it and finally build a retirement game plan you can feel confident about, apply below. The link is in the description. We'll work together to eliminate the debt that's holding you back and build a custom plan for your future and create a financial system that works for your life and your family. Remember, you don't need more stress. What you need is a system, and let's build it together. And if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. Once again, you're here to build something better, and let's go out and do it.